Great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Has anyone ever called you holier than thou? Or have you ever heard someone use that phrase, holier than thou? Well, when they do so, they use it as a term to put someone down, as a negative. However, it doesn't have to be a negative. Truth is, we are holier than who? Well, the world. If the world is full of unbelievers, if we're speaking about an unbeliever, that person is not sanctified, set apart, which is what the word holy means. Jesus says in his prayer in John 17 that he prays that he would sanctify us. Now, the truth is, we have been sanctified from the beginning. We are in the process of sanctification, and ultimately, in the end, we will be sanctified from the world. So the problem is that maybe we don't act like it, meaning if we're set apart, we are set apart to show the world how we ought to be in love, not in a way that we hold it over their head or we lord it over them or that we make ourselves be more superior. No, we are servants of the gospel. Let's be true ministers of the gospels. Let people know that though we are holier than they are right now, they can also join the party.
Ooh, I feel shamed. Tonight's topic is going to be a doozy. You better get to your phone lines right now. We have somebody in here that, according to Lord Sanctified, that's what I'm going to call that clip, Lord Sanctified, separated, we're better than them right now. we've got somebody in here that does readings. She would be considered evil. She is not sanctified according to his definition. And this will lead us to our topic tonight, the spiritually cruel. Can you be spiritually cruel to someone? A deeper look at the spiritually cold-hearted and spiritual elitism. The tyranny of spiritual superiority. Ugh, we don't like it in racism, so it shouldn't exist in spiritual... What? Oh, oops. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody call us. An exploration of ego in enlightenment. Oh my gosh, we're going to go at you tonight. While spiritual practices are often lauded for fostering humility, they can paradoxically cultivate a sense of superiority among practitioners. Ooh, this is going to hurt. How those who profess enlightenment, how can they engage in behaviors that mirror narcissism? Creating a hierarchy of spiritual worth. Ugh, that just sounds hideous. How do we reconcile the ego's role in spiritual practices that claim to transcend ego? You can't transcend the ego while holding on to the notion that you are better than the people you're supposed to be saving. Is that... Are spiritual leaders inadvertently perpetuating systems of oppression through their condescending attitudes? Ugh. How do we reconcile the ego's role in spiritual practices that claim to transcend the ego? Are spiritual leaders inadvertently perpetuating systems of oppression? I want to know. Can the notion that all spiritual practices lead to personal growth instead argue that some can entrench harmful behaviors masked as enlightenment? The impact of childhood trauma on spiritual narcissism, a hidden epidemic, right? We're going to try to explore the intersection of early childhood attachment styles and the emergence of spiritual condescension. Drawing from psychological theories, it posits that unresolved trauma can manifest as a need for superiority in spiritual contexts. Oh, goodness gracious. Before I get going, right, I love bringing on people with interesting perspectives that can stretch our mindset here. That's what we need to do. Joanna Garzelli, the alchemy of insight. She's in the building right now. And she's going to do readings. Get to your phone lines right now if you want a reading. I know it might be evil. No, it's not evil. I can do the whole history on the cards. I can just tell you where it all comes from. I can tell you where all of the cards come from. But it's not evil. But she's doing readings. If you want to get a reading, now's the time. Joanna Garcelli, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
I am so grateful to be here with you. I think it is it's a needed topic because there's a lot I feel around this.
Yeah. So how have you come in contact with the spiritual narcissist? At whatever denomination or religious belief system, have you come in contact with one? And what was it like? How did they act? How did they make you feel? What are your thoughts?
I've come into contact with a number of different spiritual communities over the years and had experiences that, again, it's sort of where it's dressed up as something spiritual, but sort of like what you're saying, it is narcissism. I mean, I just went through an experience recently, which we sort of had a little sort of message about the other day. Maybe because that's most recent, I'll share about that. So Would you like me to share about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I haven't talked about this publicly, but I think that, so I, back in the fall, I booked a lead role acting in a Darman episode. And Darman is the whole thing, it's the second largest YouTube channel. It's all about changing lives. I mean, their production company is called Changing Lives Productions, and it's to get people really thinking sort of along spiritual lines, like what you're doing. And so I ended up playing an evil lawyer, right? I'm acting, right? I just want to say this. I'm playing an evil lawyer who then turns into, who is actually a witch. And so there's a part in the episode where we do, you know, sort of act out like a little bit of sort of black magic stuff. And then I, not to spoil the episode, I get killed off. Like I die and the coven dies, the 300-year-old coven. So I was in a spiritual circle, a group. Some of those people, one of the people I absolutely adore, I still adore her, but I was in this group of healers and psychics. Some of them I've known for 20 years. And we started coming together once a month to do these healing circles, which was meant to be for making the world better. I shared at one of the meetings a few months in, I'm really excited. I booked this role. This is going to be really cool. And then one of the people said, oh, well, if you're doing something in Hollywood and you're playing a witch, basically you're going to be possessed. I'm like, I'm acting. I'm playing a role here. Long and the short of it, we sort of moved through that, but I felt like this really weird energy still. Fast forward a couple of months later, and the friend who started the group, who is wonderful, said, I need to talk to you about something. She's like, someone in the group, and I sort of already figured who it was, has gone and said that, you know, you are basically can't be in this circle anymore of healers, and that someone else had watched my episode and said, oh, that Joanna Garzilli, she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, how spiritual is that? You're meant to be healers. You're meant to be like, if for some reason I was possessed, which I am not possessed, I just think it's so narrow-minded, wouldn't you then want to try and work with me or work through things or heal? So I just, that's just one example of stuff that really bothers me, because I find it very unspiritual.
So are you telling me there's such a thing as spiritual discrimination?
Yes! Oh my gosh, I've never thought of it like that, but yes.
That's crazy.
So I left that group in the end. You know, my friend said you could stay in it, or, you know, we could figure things out, but they don't want you in the group. And so I was just like, I'm leaving this.
I'm leaving.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys just lost one. Huh? Do you ever feel like someone is looking down on you because your level of spiritual practice or understanding? Why are spiritual people often smug and patronizing? Gosh, because they know something, but they know just a little bit. Most people know a little bit of something. Nobody knows everything about everything. So most people know a little bit about something, right? How do you identify when someone might be using their spirituality to make themselves seem superior? And you experienced that firsthand by being in that group. They judged you, they labeled you, and then they asked you to leave.
And the strange thing is we had a meeting once a month, and so we would like channel a message, and this person was always very nice to me. A lot of like what would come through, we would really feel it would be in alignment, but just suddenly that one thing, and it just flipped. It was just, oh, Hollywood's dark. I'm like, not all of Hollywood's dark, because it was like, you know, the P. Diddy stuff and everything. I'm like, not every single person. You know, there are good people in Hollywood too.
Hollywood pretty dark now, but
You know what I mean.
I know exactly what you're saying. But yo, once it gets to social media, like if there's a narrative, Hollywood is dark, and it gets to social media, it's gonna spread like the flu. It's gonna be everywhere, right? The key is we have to educate each other on the differences of, you know, like most Christians don't know that there is an esoteric version of Christianity that's really, really spiritual, that's really, really elevated and not as dogmatic or Bible-based, right? You have the same thing in Islam. You have the Sufis of Islam. Very spiritual, very mystical group. And you can find that in most religions, right? You have the Kabbalists, the people who study Judaism. They have an elevated, esoteric version of their doctrine. But if you've never read it, if you don't understand it, you might see it as the occult. It's a bad word, you know.
You mentioning all those different religions. When I had time in Arizona, one of my son's friends' parents, they were in the Baha'i faith. And Baha'i. Yes, I say Baha'i. Baha'i, thank you. Baha'i faith. I like that because we would read things from every single religion and see the connectivity.
Yes. The through line of the major points.
Yes.
And you find Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and you see the sync of these basic truths, right? These universal truths. I love the Baha'i. I've been over there and checked them out a few times. I like to spar with them, because they have these fireside chats, and let's sit down and spar. Let's do it, right? But we have callers. And let me just get one of them in here for you. But before I do that, we're going to come forward. But when we do, we're going to let Joanna Garcelli loose. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Somebody bring out the confetti, baby!
Starting Monday, January 6th, KBLA Talk 1580 has a new midday lineup.
I'm excited!
Are you ready for Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, and E. Quarterly Corte back-to-back?
Oh my God!
Are you really ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DePrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 climate justice campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the king. Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where are you? I'm all churched out, hurt and abused. I can't fake what's left to do. Come on. Truth is, I'm weak, no strength to fight, no tears to cry. Even if I tried, but still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn.
How does become unshakable without becoming rigid?
Rigidity is a sign of shakiness. Inside you are shaky, so you appear to be very rigid. People who show arrogance or superiority complex have deep inferiority complex. To cover up the inferiority complex, they pretend they don't have it. That appears to be a superiority complex. In the world, there is only one complex, and superiority complex is just a mirror impact of inferiority complex.
Interesting. Who was that? Sadhguru? It was a different guru. It looked like Sadhguru. We're going to say that's Mad Guru. Soulful Krishna Melody. And he had a great point about superiority. I love the way Krishnamurti says it. He's like, no one can evaluate how spiritual you are. Only you know how spiritual you are, because it's a personal relationship with spirit, yours. And many times you'll have people, and that isn't to say somebody who is elevated in consciousness can't pick up negative vibes from someone else, but they can't tell you how spiritual you are. They can't tell you what your particular purpose and path is. And that's pretty interesting. We got callers on the line, and people want to participate. This is going to be pretty good. Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, get in here.
Hi. Hello. Hi, how are y'all?
Hi. Oh my gosh, so great to connect with you.
Yes, indeed.
I think that last time Attila was here, I think I spoke to Attila last time. I feel like I did.
You did? Oh my gosh, yes.
I remember. Yes.
Yes. It was about work, I believe. But this time, I have questions about love, I guess.
Okay.
I don't even know what exactly to ask.
Ooh.
But yes.
So I think like when we don't know what to ask, it's sort of good to then figure out, okay, well, what do I need to know next? How does that sound? Or just like, what do I need to know around love? And then we can just see what comes up. Okay.
Yes.
So do you want me, okay, the way I want to do it, so you have a little bit of sort of, do you want me to go from the left hand or the right hand?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I just,
what is the difference?
Well, why don't you choose, and then I'll share my insights.
I'll go with the right.
Okay, with the right.
Because the left hand is evil. According to the Catholics.
Really?
Man,
Oh
according
my
to Christians,
gosh.
I heard that as a child.
I'm
They shame me.
left-handed.
I'm left-handed. They say, you owe a day's work to the devil, boy.
Ooh.
Because you left-handed. I didn't heard it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I've just learned something there. Wow. Okay, do you want from the top or from the bottom?
Oh my gosh. From the bottom.
I can hear Andy saying from
Wow.
the top, and you said it was. Okay, perfect. So a lot of the time, sort of even just the process of how one chooses something, right? Because, you know, essentially we're all connected into spirit or wisdom from our higher selves, our wise selves. So just going through that process, like that, and we'll see what comes up with this. But that was just interesting to me. I'll reveal a little bit more. Okay. Ooh. Wow.
I want to know,
love
what
this
is
card.
it?
It's the star.
Oh.
It's the star card here.
Okay.
Which is, yeah, again, so let me just sort of put it in context with you. What do you need to know? So when I look at the star for you, I don't know if you can see this. Okay. So with the star, like, I just feel like, I think it's going to come sort of down to you and what you want. Like, there's some part of you, I wonder if, okay, let me just connect in deeper here. Part of you, I think it's like, because your mind like is a little bit all over the place with stuff with
That
it. So
is,
you're not trusting.
That is her. No, I'm sorry.
You're not trusting in the process. But I feel like there's sort of these different sort of choices around you, different options that it's like a lot of, like, you're doing too much energy output. I think that's the problem. If we look to the past, is just, it's a lot of, I've got to put everything in. It's all on me. You're very much like, you take care of others. A lot of the time you wouldn't set boundaries in relationships. And so I think that maybe now there's sort of, maybe you're trying to be more sort of, do things with more mindfulness, or just a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more sort of intention. Maybe it's intention. But when I look at this, I feel like as soon as you really decide within you, it's going to pop in. But I do feel, though, like, go ahead.
Wait. We got to come forward. When we come forward, Joanna's going to give you the rest, because she's cooking you. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't be able to say that. When we come forward, more from Joanna Garzelli.
To gaze upon your glory and sing to you this song. Please take me to the King. Truth is, it's time to stop playing these games. We need a word for the people's pain. So Lord, speak right now.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The White House says President Biden has been briefed on the school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. African-American Police Chief Sean Barnes says 3 people are dead and several are injured after the shooting at a K-12 Christian school. He adds one of the deceased is believed to be the juvenile shooter who was a student at the school. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says he's not worried about being denied public matching funds for his 2025 re-election bid. Adams told news reporters during a City Hall Q&A on Monday that his campaign has plenty of money. Bernard Johnson is set to become El Paso, Texas' new mayor after Saturday's runoff. Johnson will become El Paso's first black mayor. And the Jackson State University Tigers are now the new national champions of black college football. They achieved the prestigious honor Saturday by winning the Celebration Bowl 28-7 against South Carolina State University at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Hello? You gotta get your story straight. What an idiot. Get it through your noodle. Don't give a rat's behind. That's baloney.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Judy Justice.
Check your local listing to watch Judy Justice. Out now.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours, now through December 20th. All of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
One in 3 children born today will get diabetes. This sad prediction by the Centers for Disease Control will come true if millions of Americans don't improve their lifestyles, especially by changing what they eat, how much they eat, and how active they are every day. Every 23 seconds, another American gets diabetes. Stop diabetes before it starts. To learn more, contact the American Diabetes Association or download our free diabetes education programs at learningaboutdiabetes.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their program. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I can only imagine what it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine.
I can't just help think about how literally the pursuit of perfection is just so much ego, because it essentially says that through my pursuit of perfection, I will become superior.
Yeah.
And that could mean a couple different things. I will become superior than other people, which is ego, or I will become a superior version of myself, also ego, right? This idea of superiority or inferiority is a false illusion. It only exists in our mind, right? We are all inherently worthy beings. Or actually, we could throw out worthiness altogether. We're just all human beings.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And this idea of being superior, inferior only exists in the social construct, in the mind. So if we are trying to be superior to ourselves or other people, we're just fabricating the idea that we're better than others.
100%.
And that is...
Wow. I love what they just broke down. She's basically saying take the evaluative language, right, out of the description of other people. Like, this is a poor person, this is a rich person, this is, this is a special person, this is an average person. Take the evaluative languaging out. I like that. I like it. I like it. Are you ready to finish your reading?
Yes, that, by the way, that was so articulate. You just boil things down to such a specific...
Well,
it's amazing.
Yes. I'm a Jedi.
You are.
In the Jedi Order. Yoda taught me. Attila, get back in here. Let's go.
All right. I'm here. I've got my scruples, kind of. Not my edges, but my scruples.
All right. So, Attila, one of the things when you said before about, the left or the right, one of these things for that is typically the right means it's more giving and the left is receiving. And so you were going between, like in that, and it doesn't always mean, in that context, that's what I felt. And then it was sort of like from the top or from the bottom. There's something again where, what would you work through? It would be to put yourself into a place of more of a receiving, allowing in that right relationship. But I feel it's so strange because as I look at the star, I feel like there's something right there. Like it's sort of, if you start, I know it sounds so sort of generic, but if you start with you, then it's going to, like, things will sort of happen. And
so would you say the answer... She is the answer? The answer is within her?
Well, I think it's like once you get to that place inside of you, then you're going to take the relevant action to meet the person. Because I just kept, because I kept hearing repeatedly about through online, like go online dating. So it's more like that's the way that you're going to meet who you're going to meet next.
So she going to meet her dude online?
That's like what I was getting. I heard it sort of like 3-4 times, but it's like you need to get yourself in that sort of that place to be ready to say, okay, this is what I want. Because now the more that I look at this card, I'm like, oh, well, when you put yourself online, there's going to be a number of different sort of suitors, admirers that come forth, but it's going to be really clear who that person is. It's going to be like, oof, yes.
Listen, Andy just came in here and told us when Attila call in here, people be calling, hey, Zoe's niece, how old is Zoe's niece? Can you slide my number over to Zoe's niece? My number's 310-674-1212. I tell her I'll be ready this evening. Take up to La Louisiana, get a little chicken dinner. They love Attila, and it's good. It's good. I love it. Attila. Was she on point?
Yep. Oh my gosh. I'm over here like almost shaking. Like, see, this is the thing, Garcelle. This already happened. What you talking about? It's already happened. That is crazy.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
You all right? You want to breathe?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just take 2 breaths. Just.
You have such a gorgeous energy.
Yeah.
It's just so.
All right. The phone lines are we're about to lose a caller. Attila, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is run to the phone. 1-800-920-1580. That's 1-800-920-1580. Get there now, or you're going to lose your space. Who's up next? Nikki from the SIP. Nikki, get in here.
Brothers on the fam.
Hey, Nikki. Now that you know the rules. Well, wait, before we get started, because a lot of people think those cards are evil. Can we give a brief history of the cards? Where are they from? Who created them?
Oh my
What makes them special? What are the symbols? Is it devil worship? There's a card in there that's the devil, right?
Yes.
Ah!
Yes, but the devil card, a lot of the time, it means about where we have attachment to certain things. And then, so if the devil card comes up, it's like, okay, well, the question I would ask is, well, what am I attached to? That's if you're reading for yourself.
Deep. I love it.
There's some type of attachment there.
I love it.
But oh my gosh, the name of the person that created these, I'm having a total mental block. I have it here in my bag, but she was an artist originally. I think these were created in the 1800s.
Wow. Oh, I remember, but I forgot her name. So, Nikki, get in here. What are your thoughts? Do you have questions? Do you have a question to ask? Are you ready to pick a card? Left side, right side? Let's go.
Do it have to be the right side?
She said it's got to be the right side. Oh, come on, Nikki.
I have to look afterwards. I'm having a total mental block on the name of the...
That's all right. We'll find her name. We'll get it. So, Nikki wants the right side.
The right side.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
It's going to be good. Because Nikki is like our resident deaconess.
I love that.
When she calls... the depth of her spiritual awareness.
Am I just going with what comes up?
Unless she asks you a question, Nikki, do you have a specific question?
No, what comes up?
Yeah, what comes up? Okay, it's interesting because I keep going and going and going in terms of mixing the cards. So I always go with it's not really like half of it is the card, the process actually of picking the card. So I feel like I would just say you're processing a lot right now. And part of that is about, I'm going to take actually this over here, is about processing other people's emotions. Like you're doing a lot of holding space for other people right now.
In the name of sweet baby Ray's.
And so like we were saying about going to the right, it's more like about sort of, you're very much like, I feel like, I think when you said the right, it's more about being of service, like you're so much of service to others. And like I feel a lot because I'm not like, I feel like, oh, well, picking and then moving it to the right, the cards already came and it wasn't one, it's 3 cards. So in terms of the left or the right there, it's, do you need to give more or do more? If anything, it's sort of like scale back a little bit because you're doing a lot. You're giving a lot. You actually need to do you need to do a little bit more, maybe self-care actually for yourself. Oh, interesting. So this is coming to reverse. The Lovers, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. So when a card, sometimes like what happens when when it's upright or the other way around. Again, this for me, when I look in this context, this sort of backs up what I feel in terms of you need to put yourself first a little bit. Like you can still keep being of service to others. I just don't want you to overextend yourself and sort of burn yourself out. Also, I feel like there's several different things that you're working on right now too. It's just like, I feel like you have a lot of output of energy, a lot of helping other people, a lot of helping other people with bringing projects. I'm not sure if this is in like a job that you're in, but I see like several different projects and things. I don't know if there's like they're independent clients or project things that you're working on, but I see like you're adding to each one of those things, and then there's some different things that they're not, like it's not ready, or if you're waiting for an answer on something on certain, again, this feels like more sort of on that, like on the money business side of things with creative projects. It just feels like there's a little bit of a delay. Like, again, this is what I'm just being told, there's like a small delay with things, and instead to focus on actually what is working, or all the stuff that you do have in the works, not to put the focus on the things that haven't come through. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but this is just what I'm sort of like being shown and told. It's like very much work focus, rather than, even though the Lovers is there in that context, I feel like if anything that would be more around sort of work and business relationships and valuing yourself. Like if there was one key message, it's like, oh my gosh, you need to value you more, and maybe ask for more actually financially too.
Nikki?
Wow.
Nikki, is she on point?
Any of that made any sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Talk to us, Nikki. I want to hear. Nikki is the voice of reason. Come on, Nikki.
Okay, so my spiritual leader died last year. My best friend is dying now from cancer.
And you were in service to them, weren't you?
I'm still in service to them. I'm still grieving the loss of the spirit that's gone. I'm already grieving the one that's going. And there's a shift going in the work environment. So spiritually speaking, the draw on me presently is great. Because I am the power of attorney for my best friend. So her mother is in a dementia facility. So if she dies before the mom, then I get to take care of the mom until she goes.
Wow. So that's, yes. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. So yeah, you're really dealing with a lot.
And she called it. The cards.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Nikki, I'm scared.
You're amazing, Nikki. I mean, really. Because you're handling so much.
So what she's saying is, don't forget to do some things for yourself. Yeah. Pour into you, because we already know your pour is cold. You got a cold pour hand, but you got to pour into you too. That's what these cards are saying, I think.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I like that. Yes.
Nikki?
Pray for the strength of my character, because that will be the stay in everything I have to deal with. Keep me on to you.
We love you, Nikki. Guess what you just did?
Beautiful.
I brought the Mississippi building.
Mississippi is in the building because of Nikki. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep cooking.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Whether you're going over the river and through the woods in the capable Silverado 1500, getting the choir to church on time in the 3-row Traverse,
Thank you!
or driving cross town to deliver your famous Cajun-spiced holiday turkey in the Equinox EV, America's most affordable EV with a 315-plus mile range. Add confidence to every holiday adventure and get it done with a rugged and capable Chevy truck or SUV. Now during Red Tag, get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Offer available on all 2025 Equinox and 2024 Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV models. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment is 26.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 1/2/25.
Thank you!
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community.
They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Show is hot out here. No, I don't mind though. I'm just glad to be free. You know what I'm saying?
My mind, I just can't seem to find a reason to believe that I can break free. Cause you see, I have been down for so long, feel like all hope is gone. But
the choice to judge rather than to know is the cause of the loss of peace. So the reason we don't feel peaceful here in this illusory world of duality is because we're judging. And judging causes the loss of peace. Judgment is the process on which perception, but not knowledge, rests. Because Jesus has been teaching us that perception is temporary, it's in the world of duality, and knowledge is in the world of permanency, of consistency. Judgment always involves rejection, always. It never emphasizes only the positive aspects of what is judged, whether in you or in others. What has been perceived and rejected or judged and found wanting remains in your mind because it has been perceived. So again, perception isn't true. It's not real. It's something the ego is using to defend against God's love, to defend against truth.
Wow. That was an interesting little diatribe. I found it to be quite refreshing. What are your thoughts?
I resonated with some of it, and other parts
I saw the other parts. Your whole body was like, nah.
Well, I go with feeling a lot of, does this feel
right
true to me? Like, how does it resonate?
Right.
And and I'm still growing, learning, evolving, working through things. But this is where I think we have to watch for, again, when we think maybe we're being really humble, but actually we're being a little bit self-righteous. I mean, we have to check in with ourselves. I know I check in with myself daily through prayer, through meditation, before coming here. Even my hubby says to me, he's like, oh, you better make sure you do some yoga. At one point, so I was at this event a few years back. I was talking to this beautiful woman at this dinner thing. We're at a press table together, and I said, oh my gosh, you look incredible, like, do you do yoga? And she went, oh no, I don't do yoga because my God is a jealous God. I went, whoa.
Okay.
And
God is jealous in the Bible now. God be like, hey, who that? That's another God.
Right, but is God really jealous? So this is like, for me, this is where it's like, okay, well, who decided that God is jealous? Like, if God is really God, whatever God is, then why would God be jealous? Would God maybe have compassion or understanding or accepting? Someone does yoga or they do some other type of sport?
Well, I just think, again, then it comes down to cultural discrimination, right?
Yes.
So every culture has its own definition of what God is, right?
Yes.
But when you get past the cultural languaging of it, when you start looking at those definitions, typically the definition of God across the board means the Almighty Supreme, the one, the being, the source, the all, that kind of thing. So if that's the case, all knowing, all powerful, all everything. So if that's the case, instead of getting caught up in the cultural framing, you have to go to the meaning of particular words to understand, right? But most people don't read that far. That's not from my book. That's not from my tradition. That's not from my lineage. You see what I'm saying? So they shut it down, right?
Yes.
But if like I said, if you go and you look, you'll see all of these words for God across cultures means the one, the absolute source of everything, the one that's in control of everything, the impetus for all reality. So that means I could use any one of those words.
And then the idea of God, how do we know when we're really connected into God? How does one know then? This is what's happened with I've seen over the years with the spiritual community is from whatever they're preaching, but a lot of the time more on the sort of like the psychic healer side is, oh, well, my channeling is this. Like, well, where is that coming from? How do you know that is God or something truly divine, supreme,
right,
that is coming through?
Yeah.
I mean, we really, in 12-step program, they say do a fearless searching moral inventory. But then working through that, how do you know when you really have fully searched? Because something could happen from trauma and we need to search some more.
And that's the psychological piece. If you throw can you have clear vision when you're unhealed? Say you have a psychic gift. Can you have a clear vision of what someone else is doing or see into someone else's experience, but your inner being is in turmoil?
Yes and no. And so I love that question. It's brilliant. No, if you are wearing sort of rose-tinted glasses, if you are in denial, if you are not being honest that you had a shadow part of yourself, you can be wounded and have things going on and say, tune in for someone, because if you really care and you want to help that person in a way, like a lot of the time years ago, like many years ago when I was still dealing with tons of stuff that I hadn't processed, I couldn't see clearly for myself, but I could for someone else.
So there has to be a willingness to receive the message to be used. Hold tight. When we come forward, the voice of reason going back to the phone lines. It's on fire tonight. Let's get it.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The White House says President Biden has been briefed on the school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. African-American Police Chief Sean Barnes says 3 people are dead and several are injured after the shooting at a K-12 Christian school. He adds one of the deceased is believed to be the juvenile shooter who was a student at the school. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says he's not worried about being denied public matching funds for his 2025 re-election